and watch him get inducted in the Hall of Fame this weekend. Make sure you guys keep checking out Big Z's show with John McMullen, some great content. Make sure you hit that show. Without further ado, our boy Big Z, Zander Krause, joins us right now.
What up, Big Silz? How you doing, brother?
Good, man. I mean, here we are, dude. We're like 8 days out from the start of the Bengals and getting ready for that thing here. If you had to pick a guy for the first 5 days of Eagle training camp and you were to give him the first weekly award, who is it?
Quinyon or Jihad?
Why
Quinyon
both?
or Jihad? Quinyon, because there's always some level of, I don't want to say concern, but some level of thought process where what is a second-year player going to do, going to be, and how are they going to come back to camp? It's one thing to get drafted. You go right to rookie mini camp. You don't have much of an offseason the year you get drafted, right? And then you have a long year last year with the Birds. They go much deeper than the other teams. They win the Super Bowl, obviously. Then the celebration, the parade, everything that came with the offseason. So you show up to camp and you want to make sure that they're going to have another good year. I mean, you also see across the league where sophomore slump, there's a reason that stereotype exists, or that slogan exists, I guess you could say. So I think he was my question, or one of my questions about the returning guys, and he seems to be just fucking, I mean, money right now, and not locking down A.J. Brown, playing all over the football field. I mean, Vic's already talking about him like, I got to cross-train everybody else to make sure that they can do what I ask them to do, because I want Quinyon to move all over the field. That's not normal for Vic. You know, he wouldn't do that if he didn't feel highly of that player. He didn't even have sleigh travel last year at all, not even once. So the thought process that Vic wants to now travel Quinyon, I think, speaks to how highly Vic thinks of him as a player. And then Jihad Campbell, mostly because we didn't know when he was going to be out there. And we're not even in August yet. It's July 30th as we sit here today. And he's making plays. He's getting first-team reps. He's throwing Dallas Goedert to the ground. He's running like a gazelle. One reporter tweeted out. I think, look, I'm not ready to say he's going to be an all-pro, but I think it's a good sign as compared to what we believed coming into camp just a couple of weeks ago.
You know, I made the comment he might be more productive this year than Bond, because Bond will be the centerpiece on what teams are going to circle when it comes to the attacking of the Eagle defense, especially when it comes to the underneath of that zone. But I'll say this to you, and I underlined that, and that's what I wrote down. The traveling thing for me, and such a young player for Vic, I mean, that speaks volumes to how he thinks of the player. And you got to remember something with Vic. His words matter, but also, too, how he hands responsibilities to you matter. Because how he thinks of you is going to be the expanded roles that you're given when you see him in practice. And being told that you're going to be the travel guy. Now, let me ask you one question, though. Is he traveling because he doesn't believe that Keely Ringo's the guy? Or is he traveling because he believes that that guy there, okay, at the end of the day,
right,
how I'm going to use him? So which is it? Do you think it's more, or is it both?
Listen, man, that's not a bad point by you. It could be a little bit of both. It could be last year he was confident, so he didn't feel the need to travel sleigh. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going off of, well, we've only had Vic 1 year. I mean, it's tough to compare.
Well, 22, he was kind of a consultant to the whole
but that's not him calling the shots. He can't call the shots. I mean, and I'm not going to go off of what he did, you know, in other places when he didn't have the type of talent that the Eagles have. I'm gonna go that I don't think he would, his solution to shoddy play opposite Quinyon would be to move Quinyon if he didn't think Quinyon could handle it.
If Slay was still on the team, would Q travel?
Probably not. Probably not. Right? I mean, why? Then
right.
Well, because but remember that's not just a knock on
it's not a
because
knock on
it does show Slay was not.
It's a knock on
moving Slay around. Like that's why they're training these other dudes right now to try and get work at other spots. You know, can Ringo even play on the left side? You know, can the slot corner move out or whatever you would have to do change to throw Quinyon all over the field? So I don't know. It's a fair way to think about it. I think it's probably a little bit of both, to be honest.
Let me play this game with you, Zander. I want to go down the list here with you, and I want to get to 53 men here.
All right.
So they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks, right? They're
Yeah.
going to keep Hurts, McKee, and McCord will be the 3, right?
I think.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. Apparently, DTR has had good practices, but I still think they're keeping the draft pick.
Okay, I'm going off of 24. Now, this will wobble here a little different. 3 running backs, right? They're going to keep Barkley, Shipley, and Dillon.
Yep.
Okay. Receivers. Interesting here now. Dotson, Devontae, AJ. Who are the final 2? Wilson, Marshall, Anais Smith.
Probably give me Johnny and give me Terrace.
Wilson and Marshall. Anais Smith is out.
I got Anais out because I think Johnny provides something in the run game where Anais doesn't. Now, Anais maybe has some special teams caliber. We didn't really see much of that, but I think Avery Williams would fill that role, but maybe he wouldn't make the team because he falls in the wide receiver camp too. So I don't know. Who's going to return punts?
Yeah, no, right. This is, I mean, getting to the 53 on a here's the problem that people I'm talking to people here. Picking the Eagle 53 versus picking the Jets 53.
Right.
What do you think is harder to do here?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I mean, most of these guys that you cut will be picked up. Okay. And
I don't know if Anais Smith is getting picked up right away. Remember, that's part of the game, though. Like, they'll look at, okay, can this guy get through waivers a little bit easier than this guy? Maybe we'll get rid of this guy for now.
Squad.
Right, just because of that. You know, they tried to do that last year with Dylan McMahon, that center they drafted, but he got picked up by the Rams. I don't know if he's still with them.
Okay, so let's go to tight end. Last year you kept 2. This year you're going to run the ball more. Are you going to keep 3?
Run the ball more than last year?
No, you're going to run the ball. Okay, you're going to run the ball. Well, here, wait a minute now. Remember this. A year ago, you kept 2. Not with the premise you were going to run the ball 486 times.
It's fair. It's fair.
So now do you change that mentality because you changed the mentality last year with running the ball? Remember, you picked this roster based off of what?
Yeah, I think somebody would have to
ball more.
Somebody would have to make it really freaking hard to cut them in order for them to keep 3, in my opinion. Now, maybe it's Harrison Bryant. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's one of those dudes in the back. They haven't really done shit in camp so far. None of them. I haven't heard really one good word about it. Not many of them. So other than Calcaterra still looks decent. So that's pretty good. But, I don't know. Maybe actually Handsome Hustler might be onto something here. Maybe you do keep 3 and then you keep an extra receiver so you can move Johnny or at least call Johnny a tight end and then keep Anais as well for special. I don't know.
Remember, you got a fullback position to deal with too now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got a fullback deal you got to keep. But let me go to this O-line here. Last year, I heard John say 11. And I'll tell you where maybe that could be. I don't believe 11. I think 10 maybe. But here, check it out. So your 5 guys obviously are going to be Mulata, Dickerson, Jurgens, and Steen. That leaves room, if you're going by based on a year ago, 4. That means this: Hinton, Kendall, Pryor, and I would say you're getting rid of Kenyon Green.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Okay, so the other 4 would be Pryor, Kendall, Trevor Keegan, Miles, Hinton. The rest of those guys are gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to look at the list of offensive linemen because John says there's 14 NFL capable offensive linemen on this team. They're not keeping all 14, obviously. So I'm trying to figure out all of them because there's a lot. They're definitely keeping Drew Kendall. I think Trevor Keegan's on the bubble. Darian Kennard's on the bubble. I think Kendall Lamb will probably be here. I think
wow. They're going to cut some good players here.
Matt Pryor is probably going to be here.
Matt Pryor, because he's going to swing.
Yeah, I could see Matt Pryor definitely. I think he's a lock. Tyler Steen, you mentioned.
Kenyon Green. Dude, that deal with CJ looks worse now because you're going to cut the player you traded in that deal too, and you're having issues at safety. I mean, that deal's not looking very good as of right now.
Yeah, Cam Williams. John said he hasn't been practicing great. Now, he's super young, right? That's the young one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And Miles Hinton, I don't know how he's done. I haven't heard much about him.
They're going to keep him.
You think so?
I do, because they're going to give him a shot. They're going to give him a shot. They don't like cutting draft
All right,
picks.
so we got the 5 starters. You got Pryor, Drew Kendall, Kendall Lamb. You got, I think Brett Toth makes the team. They like him.
No. You don't think Keegan makes the team then?
I think Keegan's on the bubble. I think he's right there on the bubble.
So that final roster spot, depending if they go 10.
I think I'm assuming 10 right now. What would you think? Would you think more than 10?
Watch this. Let me get back to that, and I'm going to show you something here, because I'm going to go over the
right. That will change depending on how we build out the rest of it.
Correct. Okay, your interior defensive tackles. Interior lineman, Mauro Jomo, right? What'd you keep a year ago? Let me think. You kept defensive tackles, you kept 6. Okay, so that means a Jomo, Davis, Ty, Booker. Boy, I hear Gabe Hall a lot. I hear they like that guy. I heard Vic talking about him. Okay, and Carter, obviously. Your 6 will be Carter, Davis, Booker, Ty Robinson, Gabe Hall, and Mauro Jomo. You good with that?
Let's see.
That's 6, if they keep 6.
6 feels heavy, no?
That's what they did a year ago.
Okay.
They kept 6 defensive tackles.
So who'd you have? You had Carter, Davis, Jomo, obviously the 3. Ty Robinson, 4.
Yep.
Thomas Booker, 5.
Yep.
And then who'd you have 6?
Gabe Hall.
Gabe Hall's a project.
I hear Vic talking about him a lot.
Okay, maybe Gabe Hall. You could also throw maybe in a Byron Young or the Ugbo guy that they just picked up recently.
Okay.
Apparently he's actually not a bad player. So now he's older. I think he's 30.
He is.
He's 30, I believe. So he's probably one of the older guys actually on the entire roster right now. But Agbo Akoronwo Okoronkwo, I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm normally pretty good at names. That's a tough one. Okay. I don't know. 6 feels heavy, dude. 6 is a lot.
That's what they kept last year. So now here's the edge. And this is where I think you start picking roster spots up. Follow me here. So obviously, Hunt and Smith, and let's just say for shits and giggles here, Ojulari and Uche. The rest of these guys at edge, to me, you kept, again, what'd you keep a year ago? What'd you say? 6 edge rushers. Don't you think you could split it up by going like this? I could create 2 roster spots by doing this. Well, I'll put Campbell out there, and I'll put Zach Bond out there if I need another pair of edge rushers when it comes to rotation potentially, or if I have to have a guy with emergency. I create 2 extra roster spots for my old line and maybe even my tight end.
Yeah.
With that, when I could, because they're practicing both these guys out there.
That's right.
So you've created a little bit more latitude on that side of the ball because of the versatility of Jahad Campbell and Bond. Does that make sense?
Yep, definitely. Definitely makes sense.
So you've created 2 extra roster spots because you use the versatility of the players. Okay. Right. That's a great thing.
Agbo, by the way, he's more of a defensive end, so I don't know if he's more in this room than the tackle room. That's my mistake. I read it wrong here.
Okay. So let's go now, linebackers. So last year you kept 5. This year you're going to keep, obviously, you're going to keep Campbell and you have Bond. You're going to
wait, did you do the edge rushers?
Yeah, I went this way.
Are you including them in the linebacker room?
No, I did edge. I went Smith and Hunt, and I did Ojulari and Uche. And what I did to create the 2 extra roster spots, I just said, let me put Jahad Campbell outside and Zach Bond outside because you're practicing him out there.
Exactly. Use the versatility. Okay, I got you. I
created 2 open roster spots for you to be more versatile when it comes to picking the final roster 53-man. So you got 2 open now because you use some of the versatility that we're talking about here. So your inside linebackers, you're going to go Bond. You're going to go Dean. and you're going to go Campbell. You're going to go Munden, and you're going to go Trotter. There's your 5 guys.
You're definitely going Trotter. He apparently looks really good in camp.
Okay, so there are your 5 guys, right? Bond, Dean, Trotter, Campbell. That's actually 4, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and Munden. The rest of those guys are gone, right? Munden, Campbell, Trotter, Dean, and Bond will be your 5 guys you're keeping, correct?
Yeah, sounds right to me.
Okay, your cornerback room. Wow. This is going. They kept 6 last year. I don't know you have 6, but let's do it. Okay, so you're going Ringo.
We don't have 6. 6. They kept 6 last year.
Kept 6. You
They're
got
not keeping 6 this year.
Ringo.
You got Quignon,
Ringo and Mitchell.
You got you counting Cooper here? Cooper, right?
I'm gonna get to him. Are you keeping Eli Ricks?
I mean, he's a bubble player right now. Let's see how the rest of it pans out.
Okay, Adoree Jackson you're keeping, correct?
Yep, keeping him, and you're keeping Mac McWilliams, I would say, for
and
sure.
You're keeping Mac McWilliams. Okay, so that's 4. Are you keeping? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3.
Maybe like
now. Do you add Cooper to this? Follow me here. You add Cooper, and there's 5. Cooper then creates another open roster spot because you've used them both at the safety position and you're using them at corner because you can make them versatile if you need to play them. You're opening a 3rd roster spot. Does that make sense? So now you're going to use Jahad Campbell and you're going to use Cooper DeJean and you're going to create more open spots because you're using them in 2 different places. So you've created 3 openings here. So I don't know. I don't see 6 guys on this team. This Fields guy and these Woods guy and this Nickerson guy, these people are nobodies. I mean, I got McWilliams, Ringo, Q. I think Ricks has got to make the team if you're going with this group of players. I mean,
I agree.
Let's go here with safety.
That's kind of thin.
It is thin. They don't really have a lot of bodies there.
Yeah, that's thin. Maybe Ricks does make the team.
I think he does.
Yeah.
Here's safety now. Reed, Makuba, Cooper again, McCullum, Brown, and you've got Cooper, like I said, creating another open spot.
Yeah.
You've created 4 openings with Cooper. You've created, get this, Cooper's so valuable. You know, Zander, we say this all the time about paying him. Can you imagine if you created 2 open spots at safety and at cornerback, and he plays nickel for you, that you create where you can have more depth at multiple positions because the guy can play multiple positions for you? Isn't that a financial value for you?
Yeah. No, it is. It is. But you still got to have him do that. I mean, you confident in him to do that?
I want to see him at corner. I want to see him play out there. I heard John say
this is not a good bunch either.
No, it's not. Isn't it funny how you get through the first part of camp, you start looking at it more, and you look at it and you're like this. The question marks become, again, you're not moving off of anything you're saying, but what you do is you go like this. Damn, that corner and safety position, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's some corners that we left out, but they're all, I mean, they're all free
dudes.
They're all undrafted free agent. You got the Lewis Seen dude back there. I don't know if he's safety corner. BJ Mays, AJ Woods, Brandon Johnson. These are all Max and Hook. These are all undrafted guys.
The Timu guys you're talking about.
Barely even Timu, man. This dude's making $100,000.
Yeah. Hey, you made a point about something, and I want to ask you about it. So you're telling me Makuba can't get through fucking helmets and shorts?
I know. That's just what I've been saying for the last 2 days. Eagles fans don't want to hear it because they're all high on the dude. I'm not talking about 3 years down the line, Silz. I think he's going to be a good player in this league once he adds some weight on and gets some muscle on his body. But We need a safety this year, dude. You know, I need a safety right now. I need you to be what Quinyon Mitchell was last year. I don't know if he's even close to that. Now, again, BLG brought up a good point this morning of, look, if he's back in 2 days, it's going to be a blip in the radar. If he's out for another week, yeah, it could be an issue, you know, and that's going to delay how quick he gets on the field. So we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, you know, Makuba banged up. Guy looks like he's 180 pounds soaking wet, and he's already hurt 3 days into camp. He's been missed 2 practices now. I don't know what his status is today or what it will be tomorrow, but we will see. We will see.
I want to hear your opinion on this because I heard that on your show today. And boy, I'm sitting there. I'm writing notes down. The guy from ESPN was on with you.
Yeah, Mike Gill.
Mike Gill was on with you, and he said something. And I'm Zander. I'm writing shit down, and I heard him say something. And then I remember because what's his name said something too yesterday, and I'll get to what Mark Farzetta said, but Mike Gill said something that made me pause a little bit when he went like this. Yeah, that's a Howie sign. I you know, he showed up and there he was. And
did you wait? You didn't hear Vic say that?
No, I did, but I didn't really weigh into like the guy weighed into it like that. Yeah. And I went, you know what? That was really great. There's 2 things. I mean, I missed 2 things, which is really rare for me. And I was like, you know, he basically went like this. There he was. He showed up. You know, I don't really know anything about the football player. Is that more about it sounded frustrating a little bit to him, to me, that was more of a frustrating thing. That's a Howie sign. I don't know anything about the player. I never did any homework on him. I didn't know anything about him, and there he is. And I don't know. I mean, remember something. They took a lot of good football players off his team. And if you want to go further back, remember what he said about CJ's being whacked off the team? He went like this. Hey, that was a cat move. How he made it, and there it was. And you know what? We moved on. And then he added this going, here, this guy shows up. I mean, how he makes these calls, puts these players on this team. I'm wondering where Vic is in that, because that didn't sound like a positive ringing endorsement for a player that Howie put on the team. I took it that way. Did you?
I did. I mean, it definitely was. It definitely is how it came out. I mean, you know, I told you I was talking about it when it happened live, and when I saw the quote, I'm like, oh man, he wants, you know, he wants Ringo to, or he wants Adoree to win the job. And then I went back and listened to it, and I'm like, holy shit, he doesn't like Adoree Jackson at all, you know. But Howie gets his way, obviously. I think.
And by the way, let's underscore it. It's working. Okay, you're winning. So, I mean, the way they picked the team, it's winning. Look, I think Vic does this. You know, someone's in here saying, do you think Vic has an influence on the roster? This is how I think he does. He's looking for a profile. You remember when Mac McWilliams went like this? And it was such a small thing he said. Yeah, I played zone at UCF. Okay, well, now I know how he picks the guys. How he looks at a profile that Vic wants. Versatility.
Right.
Zone defense, multiple fronts. Vic don't give a shit what the name is on the back of the jersey. He only cares if that guy can play in that scheme.
That's
right?
true, but it didn't feel like he liked the guy that they got in Adoree Jackson.
That's right. He goes like, I mean, I wonder if he believes he can play in this scheme. And that's why he's pushing for Ringo to win it. Because you know what, to me, how that sounds? It sounds to me that he doesn't believe Adoree Jackson is going to be an answer out there, but he thinks that the kid Ringo gets more reps. Vic's not going to play a guy, Zander, just because of fucking shits and giggles.
I know that we've learned for sure.
Okay, he wants it. So it sounded a little frustrating to me on some of the players because again he's dogging out. I mean, I think he's
but I think Slager's kind of right here. I was under the impression that Adoree was more of a zone guy than Ringo was. I mean, Ringo. Well, you could make the argument Ringo is not in
press.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ringo's kind of the guy that doesn't fit as well. You know, I actually think Ringo would probably be better right now if he was in a different defense. I don't think he's a bad player, Ringo.
I want to bring. I listen. Can't say that right now until we see more reps out of the kid. You think they're going to play these younger guys in the exhibition season or no?
I mean, I think they're going to play some of them. Is Jahad Campbell going to play?
Well, don't you want to know what he can do?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm with you, Silz, where it's like, are we allowed to bash them anymore on this? I don't think so, dude. They've been too healthy. They've been too healthy. So
no. But my question is, no. I get it.
I was just kind of getting excited because I'm like, oh, maybe there will be more players because you got so many young guns. Fucking defense is like the youngest defense in the league, dude. This is a young defense,
and really a very inexperienced defense. Do you agree with this comment? Vic values camp reps and practice reps, controlled scrimmages. This is how you make the team. This is how you make the roster, correct?
Yeah.
It's really not game stuff.
I think it's where you even more so. I don't know, because I think Howie's going to handle that. But it is where you earn your respect from Vic, or your belief from Vic that you can handle the job and get the playing time. So that's why I'm worried about Makuba. Not in the field, out of sight, out of mind.
Who sets the roster at the end of the day, Howie or Nick?
Howie.
I
think Howie.
I do too. I tried to explain to people, the head coach sits at the head table. At the other head of the table is GM. You got your both coordinators sitting next to the head coach, and on each side of the table, guys make pitches. I want to keep 11 O linemen. I want to keep 70 linemen. Then at the end, you know what happens?
Yeah, right. It's definitely collaborative. It's not like Howie goes off in a lair.
No, but they make pitches. And then Howie makes the final call on who stays on.
I think Nick has the most say outside of Howie. I think him and Howie sit down and talk it out. Hey, this is guy. Howie can make his guy. I want to keep this guy. Yes. But I do believe Howie probably's got the final say.
He does.
If Howie's like, sorry, but Nick, I'm not doing that, I think Howie's going to get his way. Because remember, Howie is the one who knows that better than Vic or Nick. Maybe there is an art to getting somebody through waivers and getting them back on the practice. There is an art to bottom of the roster management, so Howie's much better at that. Obviously that's one of his things he does well. So I get it. I'm not using it as a knock on him, but I do think that's the setup.
Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. We'll read them at the end of the segment. I thought Farzetta brought something great up here. This was yesterday. Make sure you go back.
He was good on your show. He's always good on your show.
He is. I thought he brought this up great. So you're right, Zander, about the defense is traditionally, by the way, some of you know that I'm doing a show in Tampa. The defense is killing that Tampa Bay Buccaneer offense. They brought every guy back, and they are killing him. You know who's looking great in camp? Guess who do you think is looking great in camp?
In Tampa?
Yeah.
Baker and Emeka Egbuka.
Hassan Reddick.
Really? Well, Hassan Reddick's got talent, man. Hassan Reddick's biggest problem
is the strudel.
Exactly.
It's the strudel.
Exactly.
That's what I said.
I never heard it called. I never heard it referred to as the strudel.
It's the fucking strudel. That's what I said. I go, this guy doesn't have a problem with anything but the strudel.
It's not talent. The guy's got talent. I watched him dominate, man, when he was here. So,
hey, did you hear Pete Carroll glazing over Devin White?
Oh, good. Let's see how that one
goes. No, I was kind of like, holy shit. He's like, this guy's back to being what he was his second year. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, let's take a look. So let me get to what Farzi said. So, bro, he's kind of right. How in the world could that defense with so many inexperienced players be ahead of the offense?
What do you mean? Because defenses always start ahead of offenses. That's
that offense?
Yeah. It's a new coordinator, man. They're trying to do different things. I'm not buying into that bullshit for one fucking second.
Those guys don't even know where to fucking line up.
Dude, I don't give a shit, man. The offense is doing different things. You think you're going to bully me into being concerned about this offense July 30th?
I didn't say concerned. I said, how can that team, that defense with 5 new dudes and open jobs, as Vic says, everywhere,
I'll tell
be
you,
ahead of a team that has the most experienced offensive line, the most experienced wide receiving group, the most experienced quarterback, and the best back in the game? How could they even be remotely ahead? They are winning the day, by the way, the defense.
Because every single defensive coach, which is hard to believe, by the way, every single defensive coach off the number one defense in football last year has returned. The line coach, the corner coach, the secondary coach, the edge rushing coach, the coordinator. So they're installing the same. Everything installed is the same. And your core guys are the same as well. You're plugging in new pieces there versus a new coach, a new quarterbacks coach, a new pass game coordinator, a new offensive coordinator. I mean, and you're trying to evolve.
So AJ's going against Keely Ringo, and you're trying to tell me that Keely Ringo is shutting down.
Yeah, but if you listen to the reports, the individuals are having good camps. It's still taking time for them to come together as a cohesive unit right now. And yeah, maybe, but I'm not going to fucking sit here July 30th and get my panties in a bind about it. I do believe the defense is more ahead than where we thought because of the coaches, not because of the young players, not because of people being better than we thought, but because of the system that they're being slotted into. Versus the offense, it's more of an open book right now. What do we want to do? Do we want to get this in the offense? Do we want to try and run more of these plays this year? Do we want to pass the ball more? If we do have to pass the ball, what's our contingency plans look like? The other factor is Devontae Smith's missed the last 2 days with pads on. So you are looking at, what's that dude's name that they were talking about? This big dude who keeps making catches. I don't know, Johnny Wilson and Anais Smith and Jahan Dotson. I mean, I'm not that fucking worried, Sileo.
I'm not worried either. Yeah, I use the word focus. That's the word of the day. By the way, to your point, they're using 11 personnel more. So they're practicing throwing the ball more, which means, once again, they're just a little inconsistent right now throwing the football as they're working on stuff.
No.
Oh, yes.
Wait.
You just said the defense was ahead of the fucking offense.
Wait a second.
So the offense is a little inconsistent. Why? Because the quarterback's throwing the ball.
The offense wasn't really – they weren't really inconsistent last year. That wasn't really the problem.
Oh, I forgot being 30th. You're right. They're not –
Well, no, it was a volume problem. They did. Remember, they had the second least attempts in the league. Now, I'm not saying that it couldn't be improved, but I'm saying I don't think you looked at the passing game and said, man, it's because it's so damn streaky. Was it streaky at times? Absolutely. That's called football, everybody. Week in and week out, it's not going to look the same no matter who you're talking about. But that wasn't the problem last year, Big Silly.
Well, I tell you what. So now they're practicing 11 personnel. You hear Vic saying that I can't even get in the base. And the offense is a little inconsistent. Why would that be? Zander just said it. The defense is ahead of the offense because why? They're attempting to throw the ball more. I got it now. Thank you for the intel, Zander.
Bullshit.
Now I got it.
That is such a bullshit.
Wait, you just fucking said all that. The defense is ahead of the offense. They're throwing the ball more. They're in 11 personnel. They're trying to figure it out. And the defense is right now outplaying the offense.
Dude, they've been sipping mojitos for a couple months, dude. They're fucking a little bit rusty. If you didn't have a show for all of June and July and you came back, you think you'd be operating at maximum efficiency?
I would be Big Silz whether I fucking took a month off.
You'd sound like the radio Silz for a couple days until you got those feet wet. Come on, Big Silly.
Come on, man. You just and I see. You know what, folks? We asked him. The defense today goes, no. Defense is always going to be ahead.
Oh my gosh, this is baloney.
Well, they're throwing the football. Hey, look. If you say something, and then the other thing is they're throwing the football more, and they're inconsistent, and they're trying new things in the passing game. Now I got it. Now I know why the team's a little bit. What should we say? Wobbly. Are you surprised?
No. They're fucking working on shit in practice.
Okay.
What are you, Ellie Pauly Spitzer Shore Parks? Seriously, dude, they're working on things.
Working on things?
Yes.
What things is that?
Nobody's allowed to fucking touch the running backs anyway. I mean, they're working on passing the ball.
Let me throw this out here. Listen, we've been saying this since day one about, last year we made this comment about Q and Cooper. You're going against A.J. Brown, bro, and you're going against Devontae Smith. They don't give you an education like you're going to Harvard, bro. You know what I mean? So how do you know what you have at edge when you're getting the shit kicked out of you by Marlotta?
Well, that's
Lane?
that's part of the thing that's harder to evaluate. I mean,
so don't you think you need to play these guys in the exhibition season to see kind of what they are?
No, but these are the guys these are the 3 guys in Eagles camp out of all the guys we named on the roster and all the practice squad guys and all the second and third team. There's 3 guys that have a miserable training camp, no matter what they do. There's 3 guys. Can you name them?
Yeah. Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt.
One more.
Ojolari.
Nope. Keely Ringo. Going up against A.J. Brown. You got to fucking block. You got to go up against Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, and A.J. Brown. I don't give a shit how much work you put in the offseason. You're going to have a shitty camp, son. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to get agitated. You're going to be sweaty and nasty and gross, and you're not going to be successful at all.
And you're going to think you suck.
Yes.
Okay? I mean, dude.
It's just the truth. And look, I love that because I believe that's what makes the great college organizations great. Is that when you go up against those dudes in practice, the games feel like a freaking day off, man. You're telling, wait a second. Let's go look. Eagles schedule. All right. Who's the Cowboys left tackle?
That guy, that Tyler Guyton guy.
Yeah, and he doesn't even know if he's playing. So you're looking at it. All right. What's Jalix Hunt going to have an easier day? At practice versus Jordan Mailata or against that dude? Who's their right tackle? Okay. Are you going to have a tougher day versus Lane Johnson or that guy? They're going to walk outside. They're going to walk up to those games and be like, oh, you guys are fucked.
Let me show you.
You guys are fucked. I had to learn against Lane Johnson all summer, man. You're toast.
Let me give you on the college level here. Jimmy Johnson used to have a thing called inside drill. And I'm going against 6 first-round picks on offense. And they're going against 6 first-round picks on defense. Bro, when we got into the Saturday games, we were fucking annihilating teams. Because we were going against guys who were going to play in the National Football League in 6 months.
And then, exactly. and then you line up, versus Bowling Green or whoever the hell you line up.
Right.
And, I mean, it's a joke.
Dude, backups were Cortez Kennedy and Russell Maryland. Our second team guys were those dudes.
Who is, even the Bucs right now, like those first 4 games, who's the Chiefs offensive line? They normally have a good offensive line, but are they a little
They lost that Tune guy.
Yeah, they lost Tune. Who's their left tackle this year? I know they had the backup in the Super Bowl.
They got Smith. They put Smith. They just signed him to that contract.
Yeah, like they're not better than Lane and Jordan. Actually, nobody. I don't think there's a better tackle tandem in football than those two. So Nolan Smith and Jalix, just stay with it. Keep grinding, keep growing, keep learning ways that you can try and get around those dudes. I doubt you find many avenues to the quarterback around Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. But one thing I can guarantee from that is, I don't know how good, but it will make you better. I can 100% guarantee it. Now, that's not to say what you can
make you smarter too.
Right, but I guarantee you it will make you at least 1% better. And that's what's going to happen day in and day out. I mean, even Nolan, John said it. He's been pissed because he's just like, I don't feel like I'm getting better. And I'm like,
you are getting better.
Yeah, you're going up against Lane Johnson.
That's right.
You better believe you don't feel like you're not getting better. You're getting stonewalled. You were just dominating the playoffs last year. You come into training camp, you can't sniff the quarterback.
So last year, you were 2-2 and Super Bowl champions. Will the first 4 games this year be the same, different, or better?
So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about exactly this. First 4 games, what do we do? And Cowboys, Chiefs, Rams, Bucks. Right, and I want to find.
Denver's after that too.
Let me see, because I know I put in my notes my win losses. Where did I put that shit, man?
It's Denver game 5, right?
I just wanted to put what I had. I think I had 3-1 when I did my win-loss. But Silz, I'm looking at these 4. I think we go 4-0. I don't think the
4-0.
Cowboys can stay in the room with us. I think the Chiefs will take a step back and will struggle in that game. While it is an Arrowhead and it is a tough battle for the Birds, but you play the Cowboys, you get a mini bye right out of the gate. I think the Eagles beat the Chiefs. Rams coming to Philly. It's a 1 p.m. game. That actually favors the Rams because you get a daytime game in the sun in Philly, and when it's still warm out early September or mid-September, that favors the Rams. But I'm sorry, I'm not picking that team to beat the Birds. And then the Buccaneers, we don't even know if Tristan Wirfs is going to play. They got some new setup over there. So I got 4-0.
Obviously, you have 8-0 going into the bye.
That would be until the Giants. Oh, man. Broncos could be a tough game.
Is that home?
Yeah, Keith, I'm trying to figure that out now, too, because I've altered a little bit off what my original win projection was because I don't see where I'm going to come up with.
Yeah, it's home. Denver's home.
Denver's home. I don't actually think they're going to beat us, but 8-0 going into the bye would be pretty impressive. Nell says we're going to run the table. Holy shit.
So you're going undefeated.
We might go 20-0 this year.
Okay.
Look at this asshole. Camel Keese. This dickhead flexes his muscles on the top of a damn camel. And then he comes in here and tries to tell me that our Philadelphia Eagles are going to lose to the Bucs and the Rams. Keese, I love you, brother, but that is a fucking horrendous take.
How could that be a bad take when they've beaten you 2 years in a row?
The shittiest take I might have ever heard in my life.
It can't be a shitty take when you haven't beaten them. You haven't beaten them.
And he does it from the top of a camel.
No, the camel thing is stupid, but I will give you that. Okay, but
Keese, take the day off, kid.
Hey,
not your best work right there.
But, I mean, that Buck, I'm with you on the worst thing, though. I just, boy, if that guy's not ready for the Eagle game, that's going to be a rough one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be the only game I would be a little bit concerned about would be this. I don't think you have a better coaching staff than the Kansas City Chiefs. Not saying the Kansas City Chiefs have a better coaching staff than you, but I think they have more experience and more wins, and they have more championship pedigree than you do. So I would say Kansas City probably has the edge in that in coaching. Would you not agree? I mean, you got 2 coaches with 8 rings on both sides of the ball. Now, you took them out, and you're 1-1 in Super Bowls right now, and you got a completely different football team, at least on the defensive side. So how you feel about going into that KC game? With the cornerback and safety play the way it is right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's Mahomes.
Honestly, you can blame yourself for this one because you kind of got me on the mindset of like,
yeah, run
the Chiefs could be on their way down for a couple years.
Right.
So and John's in agreement a little bit. So listening.
You know what? But if they're going to be good, I think they're going to be good early. I think they'll get worn out late because they don't have the depth, and they're older players. If the Chiefs are going to be good, Zander.
What did you say? Did I miss what you said while I'm reading some other shit? What this guy don't agree with that shit, Zay. What did you say?
Who knows?
What did I just agree to?
Anything I say, people disagree with. So
what the fuck did I just agree to?
People just like to fucking argue and cry.
A mindless agreement.
A lot of fucking crying.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
A lot of crying. Let's get to some of these supers, bro.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's go to my main man. The man, the myth, the legend.
By the way, battle royales around the corner.
He is now famous in the JAKIB verse, and that is none other than the great Leon Banks. What up, Leon? Let's go.
Hey, Leon, I got to tell you, I got a lot of people on my X account concerned about you and your love life. I had a lot of, I'm not really one to be fucking handing out fucking, but man. Leon, you got Joy's attention.
Yeah, Leon, you need some advice. You hit me up, all right? I got the prom queen. I got the dinners made. I got the laundry folded. I got the lover. I got everything, Leon. You need some advice, Leon. You give me a ring, my guy.
Hey, Leon, you want a signed picture of Joy? I'll hook you up there, man. The guy can sit in your room all night and
Nah, don't get him that, man. Then you'll turn him into a gooner. Leon says, Z, for $350K, you got to play running back for the Eagles. $350K is fucking light, my guy. Let me get up that number a little bit.
like
You have to have 10 carries versus Baltimore. How many yards you getting? I'll say 10 carries, 4 yards. Give me 10 carries, 22 yards.
Holy cow! Big Z, 10 carries, 22 yards. Holy
Are you kidding me, Leon?
10 carries, 22 yards.
Yeah,
Hey, Leon.
Don't even think about texting me, Leon, after that shitty ass take.
Hey, Leon, 2.2 yards a carry. There you go, baby.
That would be better than maybe Will Shipley would get.
Oh, man.
I'm messing everybody who doesn't know how to take a joke for crying out loud. Look at Xander's talking crazy. All right, Abe.
Really?
I know.
Hey, thank you, man.
Welcome to a hypothetical that'll never happen. Kimberly says, this conversation is why I'm concerned at cornerback. Kimberly, you got a little bit of Sileo in you where you're just inherently concerned. I mean, I know you were waiting for the collapse last season. You know, you got a little bit of Sileo in you.
You see
let
that,
those Sileo eyes gummies wear off.
Hey, Kim, everybody's now a little bit concerned about Keely Bingo. And all of a sudden, you know, they're going to hang on those takes. And boy, I tell you, I feel like Shohei fucking Ohtani already, baby. I got a good year coming here, baby. You bet. Hey, I'm like Mark. By the way, I got to hand it to Mark. He's in the green room, folks. So he's ready for you guys. He's got his hand on his forehead already. And after all the injuries in Dallas, woo, baby.
I'll tell you what, if I had that Dallas O-line I was running behind, I'd probably get negative 22 yards.
Dude, I tell you what.
Look at Hogan. He says I'd get negative yards after Hurts fumbles the handoff.
Oh, my God. Wait, who has a better O-line than the Cowboys? You ready? University of Lehigh.
Wait, I have a better. I said 22. Well, I'll tell you why I said 22.
Why did you say so? 10 carries, 22 yards.
I know Saquon's a lot faster than me, but he had 3.8 yards a carry before contact last year.
Yeah, so that's what.
Can I get 1.6 and muscle my way another 0.6? Come on, man! I got it in me. It's about the heart.
Wait a minute here.
It's about the heart.
Wait a minute here. Think about this. If you fell right after contact, you'd have 3.8.
Yeah. Well, I'm not as fast as Saquon, so I'm not getting there.
That's 40 yards.
I'm not getting a 3.8. I'm getting a 2.2. This is why I said my number. All right.
22.
And then I'm calling Roseman at the end of it, Leon, and I'm getting a bonus because that's some good work right there.
And then, folks, they're taking a fucking gurney out there and taking them off the field.
I'll be in the hospital for the next year. Chris says, I still believe we need to add a veteran edge for depth and hopefully a Samuel and Simmons. I feel a lot better going into the season.
I'll tell you what, man, the edge thing, you don't need it. I've been telling you since this, you didn't need a superior pass rushing edge. These guys just have to set the edge for Vic. Don't worry about that other shit, man. You don't need a Trey Hendrickson. You don't need that. For what, Zander? The guy had 17 and a half sacks.
We're not going for him. I mean, I think he's saying, I don't know, Simmons and Sam. I don't know who he's saying. Chris, I appreciate it. I appreciate the membership, bro. 8 months. Thank you, bro, for being here. Chris, you know we love you. Thank you, man. Brian says, what up, B-Pump? He says, told you casuals. My seventh heaven is freaking elite. You bums cannot keep up with elite ball knower B-Pumper.
Is he talking about Keely?
He's talking about Keely Ringo.
Hey, you know what Keely Ringo is? He's a dude that's got a twitch. He looks like he's got epilepsy like this. Watch. That guy's running by him.
No, he's not. Dude, you're making that shit up. You're making that shit up.
Hey, guy's got Tourette's.
Big Pumper. You're slowly pulling me in, Pump. Let's see. Kyle Kokorski says, I just realized the first month all the teams we are playing have one thing in common.
Great quarterback.
Questionable offensive line.
Yeah. And one thing they all have in common. Questions at the corner and safety.
Lamar says, "Are the Eagles top 5 in every position in the NFC?" I don't know. I can't do that off the top of
On
my head.
offense. Defensive tackle?
Probably not at like safety.
Linebacker, maybe.
Linebacker, they definitely are.
Your boy Nakobe. Your boy Nakobe's on the way
them.
out, dog.
I think that's all of them.
Hey, Nakobe's on the way out. All right.
I know he is. There's just not. It's bleak for him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I like him too. It's a problem.
You know, when you go on a date, like, get this, me, you, and Philly 500, and then there's Mark. There's 3 chicks in the room. Sorry, Mark, you're on.
I'm used to being the winner in that scenario.
Yeah. Big Z. We'll catch you later on. By the way, show tomorrow later, right?
Later. I'll be live in the morning, though, because what could I do without the great people of JAKIB Nation at 8 in the morning? I'll be there live. So we'll talk to John a little bit in the morning, and then we'll have the after practice coverage as well.
You got it. All right, Big Z. We'll catch you later on, brother.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Make sure you guys catch it out. All right. So, you know, I text Mark, and he goes, yeah, sure. I was like, dude, it's got to be bad in Dallas when you got the owner taking a shit. Now, what did he do to the corner? Did he deduct him $500,000? Because he didn't work out in Dallas? What are you doing? Then you're telling your guys, hey, just because we have him, we don't have him, we're not sure to have him. Then he's throwing shade on Dak. The offensive line's getting banged up. Man, I give this guy a lot of credit. He's like walking to the electric chair for us, and I appreciate him doing this. But then there's Philly. Hey, get this. Keely Bingo. Woo! How about the safety position? So let me get this right before I bring my fellas in. You drafted a 3rd, a 2. You got rid of Gardner Johnson. This guy, Kenyon Green's not going to make the football team. And the problem that you have right now is at the safety position. I'm more convinced that you're going to cover a Jomo with Milton, and also on the other side, I think you're going to get it done with Jalix Hunt and Josh Sweat. I'm more concerned. You really think that Keely Ringo is an upgrade from Slay and Isaiah Rodgers to Keely Ringo and Mac Williams? Questions to be answered. And without further ado, we bring our guys in. The man from the Dallas Cowboys, who, boy, I'll tell you what, they make news every